course, trusts are designed to hold capital for a period of time, potentially many years or decades. So it's very likely as a trustee you're going to get involved in making some investment decisions. So if you are to become involved in investing for a trust, let's think about some of the issues that you need to consider. So first thing to do is think about the aims of the trust. What was the trust set up for in the first place, and what was intended within the trust deed, and of course the letter of wishes that the settlor may have left behind. So, what are the goals for the trust? How long is the trust intended to last for? Who are the beneficiaries, and how are they intended to benefit in terms of capital growth, and potentially distributions from the trust, and of course the likelihood that they may need an income in the future. So depending on the type of trust, that will set out the general goals and how the trust is drafted with the rules that were set up. So ultimately there could be many different ways that your trust could go. You need to understand those and make sure that you're dealing with the interests of the beneficiaries in an impartial way. And as part of that, different trusts are taxed in different ways. So it's very important to pick the right investment wrapper and the right investment type when thinking about where to place the money. So you can quite easily get this wrong by choosing an investment type that either doesn't grow very fast and doesn't really look after the interests of the beneficiaries long term, or potentially choosing an investment type that would pay a high rate of tax for the trust that you're dealing with. So, again, you can take advice in this area from a financial advisor, such as ourselves, or from accountants and tax advisors, those kind of people. Now, you're going to have general duties and powers as trustees, which you need to think about on an ongoing basis, not just at the beginning, but regularly as you manage the investments that you become responsible for. So, of course, you need to keep careful records of the investments that you set up, and you need to keep careful records of how you came to decisions, and ultimately, hopefully, that they were unanimous as you went along. So you need to follow the terms of the trustee to make sure that you're following the rules that were set out in the trust that you're managing, and you need to be impartial. So you need to be careful that you're making decisions for the benefit of each beneficiary distinct from the others. So you can't benefit one type of beneficiary over another. So be careful depending on the type of trust that you're involved with, of course. Now, you may have very wide investment powers, particularly if the trust was drafted by a professional. So this is sort of a double-edged sword, if I'm honest. It's good if you can have access to as many types of investments as you would want, and the trustee may absolve you of responsibility for things if they may go wrong. But of course, you may not have the experience of managing these kind of investments, especially if it's a significant amount of money into tens, hundreds, or even thousands of pounds, or even millions of pounds. So don't forget that you can delegate those decisions either to set things up or to manage investments on an ongoing basis. Of course, you can't get rid of your responsibilities as a trustee, but you would work alongside your agent who will work for you. But you will make the decisions, that they will help you to come to the right decisions. So, of course, we can help with that kind of thing with our investment management service, and you could consult with other professionals such as accountants and solicitors to help you with those kind of decisions too. So the most important things to think about when making ongoing investment decisions is that you have a duty to diversify the investments that you choose. You can't just choose one type and hope for the best. Those investments need to be suitable for the type of trust and for the goals and the beneficiaries that you're looking after, and you need to regularly review those investments to make sure that they remain on track and you don't get any nasty surprises down the line. So there's quite a lot to be careful of with all those issues, so it pays to give it some careful thought before you launch yourself into investing as a trustee.